Good evening and welcome to the 6 o'clock report of Eyewitness News. I'm Bill Applegate.
And I'm Cicely Hand. It came just a couple of hours ago, a tentative agreement to end the 81-day nationwide coal strike. President Carter announced the settlement just 2 hours before a scheduled news conference in which he apparently was prepared to announce drastic action to get the mines operating again. Carter called on the rank and file of the United Mine Workers to ratify the agreement at once. ABC News will have more on this late-breaking story immediately following Eyewitness News.
Cicely, big news at home, too. It's the most gruesome kind of clue imaginable. A human leg found last night by a Eugene couple. A leg wrapped in a trash bag. That is all police have to go on in what could be a grotesque prank or a grim murder. Don Clark reports.
The leg was found here in a supermarket trash container at the Big Y shopping center. It was found by a man and his wife who come here at night to collect cardboard boxes. I talked to that man today, and he told me that the leg was severed just below the hip and just below the knee. He told me that it was wrapped in a green plastic garbage bag. The gruesome discovery has set in motion a massive police search through tons of residential garbage. Policemen with rakes and shovels picked through thousands of plastic garbage bags dropped today at the Lane County Solid Waste Center. Police officers have been here at the dump site since 6 in the morning, combing through truck after truck, looking through bag after bag, searching for any clue that might give them some insight into what may be this possible homicide. Still more police units worked all day, sometimes in the rain, at the Short Mountain disposal site just outside Goshen off Interstate 5. It was grimy, tedious work.
We've been at the transfer site in here since 6 o'clock this morning.
You think this is an impossible job?
I don't know. It's some job we're just going to have to do.
So the search goes on. The leg is now at the State Police Crime Lab for tests. Police say there are no firm clues as yet to link the discovery with any missing person, but they openly speculate it may be a case of murder. Don Clark, Eyewitness News in Eugene.
Now, police are investigating the possible connection with the disappearance yesterday of 24-year-old Benita Gay Chamberlain of Eugene. Mrs. Chamberlain was reported missing today by her mother. Tragedy on Highway 99 this morning. A stretch of road that has seen more than its share of fatal accidents was the scene of another one around dawn. 20-year-old Richard Simpson of Springfield was killed when his car collided almost head-on with a semi-truck. 3 passengers in the car were not seriously hurt, nor was the driver of the truck. The impact of the crash sheared off the entire left side of the car, which then overturned, coming to rest on the shoulder. And there was another serious accident, this one in Eugene early this morning, but fortunately no one was hurt here. 21-year-old Julie Ann Swerin of Springfield managed to escape with just a few cuts when her Toyota Celica hit the center divider on the Ferry Street Bridge and flipped over. The accident happened about 1:45 this morning and blocked the northbound lanes for about an hour. No citations were issued. The car was a total loss.
Bill, more ahead on Eyewitness News. A Springfield woman arrested for welfare fraud, and David Jackson explores the old world existence of a Russian community here in Oregon.
We're alike. We both get headaches, both want strong relief, but we're different. I use Anacin. I use aspirin-free Anacin 3.
Both adult strength pain relievers. Others are for adults too, but many people want extra strength. That's why Anacin and Anacin 3 add more pain reliever, plus an extra ingredient regular strength tablets don't provide.
Anacin, aspirin-free Anacin 3.
Adult strength pain relievers.
When it's tax time to see the tax consultants at Business Service Company, specializing in personal prompt service on your tax returns. You'll be confident when you consult Larry Mitchell. Bob Ireland will take all the time you need for friendly professional service. Warren Knudsen is another tax consultant who will give you the kind of service you're looking for. No appointment is necessary at Business Service Company, and they're open from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day at 940 Highway 99 North, 1 block north of the light at Royal. Plenty of parking, too.
It took Ford 75 years to come up with a car this great, the 1978 Futura. The car of the future. at your Northwest Ford dealers. Now, specially priced for Henry Ford's 75th anniversary. Who knows? Someday the other guys may catch up. Until then, it's only available at your Northwest Ford dealers. The Idea Guys.
Way to go, Henry.
Rocky is better than ever. The year's best picture and the best way to see it are what home box office is all about. But HBO doesn't stop there. With movies like Carrie, The Eagle Has Landed, King of Hearts, The Pink Panther Strikes Again, All the President's Men, Hustle, Gladys Knight, Buffalo Bill and the Indians, Bound for Glory. HBO is better than ever. If you're not watching home box office, just look at what you're missing. Call 484-3006 to hook up. 484-3006 for your home box office installation.
It's been on again, off again for welfare abortions here in Oregon. 1 month ago, all abortion funds were cut off and no more free abortions were performed. But now a new decision. Here's Miranda Dunn with the story.
A pregnant woman who is on welfare will once again be able to get an abortion paid for by the state of Oregon. The State Legislative Emergency Board has reversed its previous stand and said yes to state-funded abortions. They allotted almost $500,000 to pay for them, but have imposed much more stringent regulations on just who can qualify. Officials of the Adult and Family Services say that despite the stricter rules, they think that they will once again be providing free abortions starting maybe as soon as next week. One of the first cases may be this woman. Sherry Maxwell is 20 years old, flat broke, unmarried, and 4 months pregnant. Sherry has been on and off welfare. She can't work because she has a 1-year-old child to care for. When Sherry first found out that she was pregnant again, she was told she couldn't get an abortion because there was no money to pay for it. So she decided to have the baby and put it up for adoption. It's late for Sherry, but 4 months pregnant, she has decided to go ahead and apply for a free abortion.
Yeah, I feel more relieved about it 'cause, I really didn't want to go through with the whole pregnancy. And I think this is better for me. I think it'd be a lot easier than going through the 9 months, feeling baby kick and everything, and then just having to give it up that way. I think I'd rather do it this way.
Sherry doesn't know if she will qualify. Under the old rules, she would have, but the new regulations are stricter. She's not sure what category she's in. Who will qualify? Women already on welfare with 1 child, those under 18, even if they aren't on welfare already. Women over 18 who weren't welfare recipients at the time they got pregnant won't. By next week, officials say they will know exactly who they can help. It will probably be about half of those who apply, but they say even that number is much better than having to turn them all away. Miranda Dunn, Eyewitness News in Eugene.
38 separate charges of forgery, each carrying a maximum sentence of 5 years. That is what is facing a Springfield woman. 38-year-old Carolyn Bertram, also known as Carolyn Rexroth, appeared in a Portland court yesterday. She pleaded innocent. Bertram is charged with impersonating a criminal investigator to obtain $65,000 in welfare funds. At least 50 welfare cases were affected. Other arrests are expected.
We have all had our complaints with schools, but in Woodburn, a woman is really angry. She said this week that she would rather go to jail than ever send her kids back to the Woodburn schools. The woman is a Russian immigrant, and she says that American schools are corrupting her children. Today, we sent David Jackson to Woodburn to find out about the Russian community and its feelings about American life.
Настройно есть, куда хочешь, бегаешь. Когда девчонки за всех поедешь пиво, пить, играть in the park.
Woodburn is not a typical American town. These 2 teenagers are Russian. Their families moved here around 1960. They settled in Woodburn because they could find jobs picking and planting in the fields. Many still do agricultural work. These girls are preparing apple trees for planting. Old world Russian clothing and customs are still the norm here, but the future is uncertain.
This is the part of Woodburn known as the Russian Village. It's really the heart of the Orthodox community here. The people still maintain a very traditional lifestyle. In fact, the older people would not even allow our cameras to take their pictures. It's still officially against their religion to be photographed.
This elderly woman turned away from our cameras, but her daughter-in-law spoke openly. She said she welcomes American schooling and the new way of life.
Well, I think I'd want my kids to be sort of, a little bit more Americanized than the rest of the kids are. That's what I'd want.
Some of the kids in this community are not Americanized at all.
No, none. Well, my sisters right now, they're more Americanized than other kids are, because they've been going to school all their lives. And
Well, I got it.
The case of Natalia Igorov pulling her children out of school is unusual. Most older Russians at least accept U.S. schooling. She claims she will go to jail rather than let her children return to school. But for most Orthodox Russians, American life is inevitable. They just want to retain some tradition. Ava Jackson, Eyewitness News in the Russian community in Woodburn.
1.3 million acres of land in this country has become untouchable. There will be no trees cut on it. There will be no roads built through it. With a stroke of the president's pen, the acreage became wilderness land today. Almost 400,000 of those acres are here in Oregon, including the French Pete area just east of Eugene.
The Ducks overcame the flu bug and Southern Cal last night for a big basketball victory. Rick Meter will have that story when we come back.
Viking Trailer Sales presents Mobile Traveler, the classic modern motorhome. We're very proud of Mobile Traveler with its sleek aerodynamic styling for better handling and increased gas mileage. Mobile Traveler is built as good as it looks, too, with unitized steel frame and pressure laminated foam construction. Come see and drive Mobile Traveler. Prices start at just $99.99. Mobile Traveler Motorhomes on the big Viking lot in Junction City.
Get a #1 deal on the #1 cars in America today at Barker Chrysler Plymouth. Choose Volare, the popular midsize and the #1 selling wagon in the U.S. Cordoba, the elegant personal-size car. LeBaron, Chrysler's new small luxury car. And Barker has the largest selection to choose from in the Emerald Empire, plus a complete line of full-size Chryslers, Plymouths, and the new Mazda GLC. It will pay you to shop the selection now at Barker Chrysler Plymouth.
Delicious courses.
Less than 10 minutes. Automatically.
Presto Wee Cookery Whole Meal Maker. Meat, vegetables, even dessert for 2 in minutes. 1 fast pan.
2 big servings.
3 delicious courses.
Less than 10 minutes. Automatically.
Wee Cookery Whole Meal Maker from Presto. Innovation to make it first. Quality that makes it last and last.
Take a less than lovely set of wheels, give it the unique treatment, and this will be the result from Miracle Auto Painting. Here's what happens. They hand sand your car, carefully mask off all chrome and glass, and give it a coat of the highest quality enamel in your choice of over 5,000 classy non-metallic colors. From this to this for only $60. The one-coat economy special at 2 locations, Miracle Auto Painting, Unique Bodywork, Eugene and Corvallis.
Some post-game comments around Matt Court last night. I heard complaining about the Ducks' style of play, not aggressive enough, but I thought that there was pretty good aggressive or interesting strategy that Harder used last
to hold the ball.
Yeah.
Considering the way the Ducks have shot and considering a guy like Felton Seeley's out of the lineup, I thought it was a brilliant strategy. You hold the ball, you go for good shots, you play the heck out of defense, and you win by 2.
And that's the
That
win.
was the game plan.
And that's the win.
Right. Dick Harder called it the best game the Ducks have played all year, and if you appreciate all the subtleties of the game of basketball, you have to agree, I think. The Ducks did it with defense, with ball control, and with a little bit of good luck at the end. They also did it with some good basketball plays down the stretch. 7 minutes to go here. Mike Drummond finds Kelvin Small all alone under the basket. Small misses the stuff shot, gets his own rebound, goes back up with it, and puts Oregon ahead by 2, 39-37. Trojans tie it on 2 free throws. Then Small gets the Ducks the lead again with his turnaround jumper from the baseline. That made it 41-39. Still 6:43 to go. No more scoring for more than 4 minutes. Finally, SC tied it again with free throws. The Ducks wind the clock down to 42 seconds left when Mark Hoisington fouls Kelvin Small. He goes to the line for 1-and-1 with his folks looking on from the stands. Kelvin hits the first, puts Oregon ahead by 1. Second shot, it's good. The Ducks lead by 2. Trojans have the ball. Now they come down looking for Cliff Robinson. He'd scored just 2 points in the second half. They find him. He's open, but short from 10 feet. Ball off the rim. Hartshorn gets it to Drummond. The Bulldog puts on a little dribbling exhibition in backcourt. Trojans want a foul, but they can't catch Drummond. He gets the ball to Hartshorn. Finally, they foul him. He misses the free throw. Then SC comes down. Ducks force a jump ball. Don Carfino gets it, shoots from outside. The ball off the rim. Time runs out. The Ducks win it by 2, and now they get ready for the game tomorrow with UCLA. Don't expect them to change a thing for the...
The wildlife safari in southern Oregon got some new residents this winter. They have 4 legs, are covered with spots, and eventually will race around at more than 70 miles per hour. If you still don't know what they are, here's David Jackson to explain.
What you're looking at is one of the world's largest collections of captive cheetahs. About 23 they have here at the wildlife safari in captivity, and in fact, I'm standing somewhat close to them, somewhat closer than I'd like to stand to them, but Frank assures me that the cheetahs aren't going to cause any problem. They're preoccupied with their meal at present.
It's a calf supplied by a local farmer, and it's what Frank Hart, the safari director, calls a treat for the big cats. And according to him, they deserve one, because the cheetahs have been unusually productive when it comes to having cubs. The wildlife safari holds the record for number of cheetah litters born in captivity, 6 as of this winter, when these last 4 were born. Their mother, appropriately named Lightning, keeps a close eye on anyone approaching her cubs. Frank Hart says their successful breeding that you see is really only partly successful.
The mother, Lightning, was captured in Southwest Africa, and the father, was born here. So now we have produced a litter that is at least 1/2 of the combination was born in captivity.
Right.
What has not happened yet is a litter of cubs where both parents were born in captivity.
The trick is to get 2 cheetahs born in captivity to have cubs. Then the endangered species will at least have a chance. The 23 cheetahs at Wildlife Safari are one of the world's largest collections. They're all healthy, and the group is growing. But the world's cheetah population is shrinking, and Wildlife Safari officials say they'll need a lot of help to keep the species active. David Jackson, Eyewitness News, at the Wildlife Safari in Winston, Oregon.
Still ahead on Eyewitness News, Oregon Senator Packwood live in our studio with some comments on the coal strike, the Panama Canal, and some questions from you at home.
As we told you earlier, Senator Robert Packwood is in our studios tonight to answer a couple of our questions and your questions too, if you'd like to give us a call. Senator, first of all, what is your reaction to the tentative settlement of the coal strike this afternoon, and how do you think the president handled the crisis?
It's hard to tell because he really hadn't handled it much. He'd called together the Secretary of Labor, the parties had been negotiating. The real push would have come